If you exercise regularly, walking, stretching, maybe even strength training, but you still feel stiff, slow, or more tired than you used to, this video is for you. Here's something most people are never told. Even if you exercise, sitting too much during the rest of the day can quietly speed up aging. It can weaken muscles, stiffen joints, slow circulation, and reduce mobility, even in people who work out. And the older we get, the more damage prolonged sitting can do. In this video, I'll explain why sitting too much accelerates aging, what's really happening inside the body after 50 and 60, and, most importantly, what you can do daily to protect your mobility, independence, and long-term health. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe. I post new senior strategy videos every week to help you move better, stay strong, and age with confidence. Most people believe that as long as they exercise for 30 minutes a day, they're doing enough to stay healthy as they age. They think a daily walk, a gym session, or a short workout cancels out the rest of the day. But here's the problem. If you spend most of your remaining hours sitting, in a chair, on the couch, in the car, or in front of a screen, your body still experiences the effects of a sedentary lifestyle. And after 50 and 60, those effects add up faster than most people realize. Here's the proof. When we sit for long periods, muscle activity drops dramatically, especially in the legs, hips, and core. Circulation slows. Joint fluid doesn't move as well. Muscles stop sending strong signals to the brain. Over time, this leads to muscle loss, joint stiffness, poor balance, slower metabolism, and increased fall risk, even in people who exercise regularly. Studies consistently show that prolonged sitting is linked to faster biological aging, higher inflammation, insulin resistance, and reduced mobility, independent of exercise. In other words, you can work out and still age faster if you sit too much the rest of the day. Now here's the good news. You don't need harder workouts. You don't need longer gym sessions. And you definitely don't need to push through pain. To understand why sitting speeds up aging, it helps to understand how the body is designed to function. The human body was built to move frequently, not intensely all the time, but often. When movement drops for long periods, the body starts adapting in ways that quietly accelerate aging. First, muscle activity shuts down. When you sit for long stretches, especially with your hips bent and your back supported, many muscles simply stop working. The glute muscles deactivate. The muscles around the hips weaken. The core muscles stop stabilizing the spine. The legs stop contracting regularly. Over time, this leads to muscle loss, particularly in the lower body, the exact muscles you rely on for walking, balance, and getting up from chairs. Next, circulation slows down. Muscle movement acts like a pump that helps move blood and oxygen through the body. When muscles stay inactive for long periods, circulation becomes less efficient. This leads to stiffer joints, colder hands and feet, slower recovery, and lower energy. Then there's joint health. Joints don't have their own blood supply. They rely on movement to circulate joint fluid, which delivers nutrients and removes waste. When you sit too long, joint fluid thickens, cartilage receives less nourishment, and stiffness increases, especially in the hips, knees, and lower back. Balance is also affected. Balance depends on constant communication between your muscles, joints, and brain. Long periods of sitting reduce that communication. Reaction time slows. Postural muscles weaken. Over time, stability declines and fall risk increases, even in people who still exercise. Sitting also affects metabolism and inflammation. Prolonged sitting makes it harder for the body to manage blood sugar and fat efficiently. This contributes to insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, and faster biological aging. These changes happen quietly, which is why many people blame age itself. But much of this is driven by how long the body stays inactive each day. This is where a lot of well-meaning advice falls short. You've probably been told to just exercise more. And exercise absolutely matters. But exercise is a short event in your day. Even a solid workout usually lasts 30 minutes or an hour. That still leaves many waking hours. If most of those hours are spent sitting, the body remains in a low-activity state for most of the day. Research shows that people who exercise regularly but sit for long periods still experience muscle loss, reduced mobility, slower metabolism, and higher inflammation. Exercise helps, but it doesn't fully cancel out prolonged sitting. The body responds to what you do most often, not just what you do intensely. As we age, the body becomes less forgiving of long gaps without movement. That's why daily movement matters more than ever after 50 and 60. Before we go further, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss future senior strategy videos on mobility, balance, and healthy aging. So what actually works? The goal isn't to exercise harder. The goal is to interrupt sitting often enough so your body stays active and responsive throughout the day. First, break sitting every 30 to 60 minutes. Stand up. Change position. Move for 1 or 2 minutes. This alone reactivates muscles, improves circulation, reduces stiffness, and keeps balance systems engaged. Next, think in terms of movement snacks. Short, frequent movements work better than one long session. Simple examples include standing up from a chair, short walks, gentle squats while holding a counter, heel raises, or shoulder rolls. These movements wake up muscles and lubricate joints. You don't need perfect posture. You need posture changes. Sitting perfectly still for hours is the real problem. Variety matters. Sit, stand, walk, shift. Change positions often. Daily lower body activation is especially important. The legs and hips are most affected by sitting. Simple movements like sit-to-stands, side steps, or light stair climbing send powerful signals to the brain that those muscles are still needed. And most importantly, keep it pain-free. If it hurts, it's too much. Safe daily movement should feel light, natural, and repeatable. Consistency matters more than intensity. Aging well isn't about extreme workouts. It's about protecting what matters most: your ability to move comfortably, your balance, your confidence. Sitting too much takes those things away gradually. But when you move more often, even a little, the body responds quickly. Stiffness decreases. Energy improves. Balance becomes steadier. Confidence grows. These small habits protect mobility, independence, and quality of life over time. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to Senior Strategy. I share practical, science-based strategies every week to help you move better, stay strong, and age with confidence. And if you know someone who sits a lot but still exercises, share this video with them. It could make a real difference.